Hello, YouTube. Let me apologize first for this lighting situation. I'm in my window, but it's raining today in San Francisco. Overcast. It's only like 4 o'clock, but anyway, usually I can record till 5 or so. We have some bad weather here. Fortunately, here it only lasts a couple of days, and it'll be something else in a couple of days. So anyway, so I'm here to talk about Empire finale, season finale. So I guess they split their show up, and then I don't know how long they take off. They have a few more episodes later, but anyway, so the scene opens at a beachfront rally they're having for Angelo. Angelo's, of course, running for mayor, and so the mother's there and all this. Angelo's trying to talk to the people, the regulars. I never seen this part of New York before, where it actually shows the beach. Usually, New York City, they show you the city, so you're not even aware that a block away could be a beach. So I don't know what part of the town they're in, but he's trying to give a rally. People are heckling him, saying he's a square. He doesn't understand their plight and whatever. One white guy in particular speaks out, and so Cookie sees things getting out of control. So she intervenes. So Cookie takes the microphone. Of course, she makes all the people love her. You know, they know who she is, and then it just gives Angelo's street cred. Hold on, let me see what's wrong with my dog. What's wrong with you, boy? Shut up! That'll hold him for a minute or so. Let's hope the dog holds out. I got to give him a doggy treat. Nope, no treats, boy. Okay, so they're at this rally, and let me educate you guys about handling dogs. So you take the doggy treat. See the doggy treat? These are the cheap ones from Safeway. And then when your dog is pestering you, and you don't want to lock him in the bathroom because you're too lazy to get up out of the chair and go and do that. You take and you put the doggy treats into the doggy thing. See that? But now, usually I put two in there because when you put two in there, it's so tight it takes them a long time to get it out. But one will do the trick, I think, for the length of this video. Then you take that and you give it to the dog. Watch it. Ding dong dingy. Dingy dingy. Hey, hey. Ding dong. Ding 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 ding. Ding dong dingy. Go ahead and get it. See, that'll take care of the dog. Okay, lesson over. All right, so while she takes over the mic and she's telling the people how cool her boyfriend is and all this, and how he still lives in Harlem in a five flight walk up. Uh, they have buildings in New York where you walk. If you're on the 10th floor, you walk up 10 flights. So he's on 5 floor walk up, signifying that he's down to earth kind of person. He's not uptown. He's downtown. Anyway, so she in her effort to garner these people, she promises them that they're going to have this big ball they're having. It's called the Captain's Ball. It's like a fundraiser, big fundraiser for big money for donors. She promises them to do it right there on the beach. Then everybody's invited, and they're going to call it now the People's Ball. So she did this on the fly. So the mother and Angelo were not aware of it. The mother's very involved in his campaign, of course. Okay, so the next scene is Lucius visits Cookie's apartment. Not too many scenes where he visits her apartment. Usually, they're in his house or one of the boys' house. He visits him. He wants to talk her out of letting Jamal do this big concert for this People's Ball because I'm not sure if his concerns are sincere or not. He's always got all of these ulterior motives and things, but he thinks it might be too much, too fast for him. He tries to talk her out of it, and she says no. She wants him to perform. Okay, and then so he doesn't want Jamal to perform this thing. First, he goes to Jamal and he tells him that if you're going to try one of those family type songs, your career is going to be over. I'm going to bury you. So he drops that on Jamal. Then he goes to her house and drops it on her. I don't remember what his threat was with her, but she's not going for it. She thinks he can do it, and she intends for him to do it. Okay, then they show us Tariq. Tariq is still trying to build his murder case about Frank Gathers. And so Tariq is talking to his FBI, his superior, and trying to get him to freeze Empire's assets, and he succeeds. He gets a 30-day lien on freeze on all their assets. So Empire has no money for operating in the next 30 days. Okay. She gets me Central's mother. Okay, there's a clandestine meeting. Oh, I love the way I say that, clandestine meeting. I don't even know. Sometimes I don't have no idea what a clandestine meeting is. Something they use in spy movies. Anyway, a secret meeting between uh, Lucius and Angelo's mother, Diana, who is, of course, Felicia Richard. They meet in a fairgrounds. So I guess they're at Coney Island, something like that. Anyway, they're up on a ride to talk. That's why I say it's clandestine, because they're kind of going out of the way to keep it private. And they're making a deal, Lucius and Diana. Diana wants to break those two up initially. She thinks Cookie is bad for Angelo's career. So she wants to enlist Lucius' help at ending their relationship. Both of them want that. Lucius wants it just for possessive reasons, and she wants it because she thinks it'd be better for his career. So they strike up his deal. Part of the deal also is there's a journalist who wants to do an expose story on Angelo, some incidents he has in his past. He's writing a story, and she needs that story killed. So she's getting Lucius to help her basically stop by whatever means this article has been written about him. Okay, so they strike up a deal. Okay, Lucius. Then we got this weird scene where Lucius is in bed with Anika. And remember, they started off as enemies, but Lucius and Anika are actually husband and wife. So they're living in the same house, and apparently Lucius has been hitting her pretty regular because he says to her, his opening scene is, "Didn't I tell you I didn't want you to be here when I wake up, baby?" or something like that. I just threw the baby in, but like that, he wasn't mad at her. He was just telling her the agreement was that he wouldn't wake up with her in his bed. And then they do some lovey-dovey stuff, and she starts talking about the little man down there, and he says it ain't little, and then she go back to sucking on it. So while she's going back there to make the little man rise, the mother comes in with her vacuum cleaner, loud. One of them, I forget what it's called, but one of those cordless vacs. It comes in like a motorcycle into the bedroom. "What are you doing?" Anika says. And the mother says, "I'm doing the same thing she's doing. I'm sucking up the dirt," implying that she was sucking out something else. Probably just as dirty. Because he's a demon. All right, so the mother said, Nika gives Lucius an ultimatum. Either it's me and the baby are going to live here, or your crazy ass mama. And the mama tell her, "I ain't going nowhere." She got her hair done nice too. And they leave it like that. There's no closure to those two. Okay. Okay, Cookie confronts. Okay. All right. Cookie comes to Jamal's house. And Jamal. Okay, she has a conversation with Jamal. Because Jamal is strung out all these pills. And she's telling him to give her all of his pills. So there's a production because he goes to 5 or 6 different places to get 3 or 4 places to get all these pills, including a cereal box where he's got some special stash. He gives her because he wants to be off these pills, but there must be some strong ass pills, like heroin pills. But the withdrawal is so extreme that when he gets to that place, he always ends up getting weak and taking them again. So I know something about addiction, so it could be that extreme. I don't know what kind of pills he's on. He started off on pain pills. So I've heard people get they're strung out on pain pills. So I guess it's a serious thing. Anyway, she pours all his pills down the sink. Now remember what I'm telling you now. She pours all of his pills down the bathroom, down no, the kitchen sink, and she runs water after them. Now remember that because it's going to come back to haunt us in a minute. Okay, so he's agreed to go cold turkey off these pills. Uh, Lucius goes and sees this journalist, or he brings the journalist, or meets him at Leviticus, and he tells him that how he wants him to kill the story that he's doing on this expose of on Angelo. So the journalist says, "No, I'm not killing my story. He's a crooked politician and something, something, something." And Lucius said, "Well, how do you feel about you like rap music?" And so now they bring in this gangster rapper dressed in prison clothes and talking gang of shit about murder and mayhem and everything. Very intimidating, and all up in this man's face. So the words to the song are all to intimidate this journalist about the situation he's going to find himself in if he does this story. So pretty intimidating actually. But they didn't tell us this journalist was intent to write after that. He kind of left it there, and then it comes back on us. Okay, Lucius and Veronica. Okay. Then, after he intimidates the man, and I assume the man is no longer going to write the story, uh, Diane has another meeting with Lucius. And now she's telling Lucius, "Oh, I have changed my mind because her son was behind. Angelo was behind at first. He was 5 points behind. And now since Cookie showed up, he's 2 points ahead. So he's moved 7 points. And all of her posters, investigators are saying that the reason is Cookie. She's giving him some kind of street career with these people who he needs to vote for him. So he's saying, "What? You double crossed me. I did what you said, and now you can't keep up your part of the bargain." So she tries to offer him some other stuff. If she was younger, it would have been she would have offered him sex. It was kind of it was kind of sexy, but it was hard to put Claire Hustable. You know, she's the mother's age, so they didn't do that. So she started offering him, "What do you want? You want to seat at this certain dinner and all this kind of stuff?" He said, "I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing. Uh, your son's a decent guy. I want to be mayor. Let's call this my special contribution." In other words, intimidating this man, get him off the story. Okay, so she smiles. I guess there's some relationship forming between her and Lucius. Not not no nasty relationship. Just that they kind of connected in that little side story there. Okay, next thing is Andre tells Nessa. Okay, poor Andre. He's curled up in a ball. They show him when the scene opens. He's curled up in a ball on the couch, fetal position. He's going through. So she comes. She's very worried about him, shaking him, and he turns and he confesses to her that he is bipolar. And in that same scene, Rhonda is sitting over on the couch. Now Rhonda's a ghost, a figment of his imagination, but nevertheless, it's being treated as this is a real character. So Rhonda's sitting over in the chair. She's trying to break us up. Because the girl says, "What else did she do for you? Your wife do for you?" And he would say how she would make sure he got his medications, how he would, make sure he took them on times and stuff like that. And the girl Nessa says, "I'm not going to do any of that for you." She said, I want you to be able to do that for yourself." And he says, "You throw me away. You don't want me." And she says, "No, I want you. I'm not going nowhere. I just want you to be able to take care of yourself so you're not dependent on other people." Lovey-dovey scene. And then, I guess Rhonda vanishes at that point. but they have a showdown about to come. They try to cram a lot into some of these finales, so they're going from one scene, one scene, one scene, one scene. So you're constantly switching here. Now, I do have a couple of complaints about this episode. You guys know I love this. I love this series in a general way, but there's a couple of bullshit at scenes. I'm sorry, I had to call it out. Call a spade a spade. Okay, so now Tariq Lucius shows up at the FBI offices. Now remember, they didn't cut off all his money. So and cut off all his money. He goes down to the FBI office and has this very big open scene where he confronts his brother and tells the whole FBI office that because they're not aware this is his brother now. So that would be a major conflict of interest if he's investigating his own brother. But he made this thing about, oh, I know how you wanted something from our father. Our father, I don't know. He made one mistake and he got killed. And then Lucius had the father's, I guess the father was some kind of cop or FBI. He has this badge, and so now he makes a big production of giving Tariq this badge that belonged to their father. Like it's supposed to fix something or get the FBI off his ass. What they could do, though, is get him off that case where he should have been in the first place. So his scene was just weak. That was just thrown together. Uh, I don't think Danny Strong or Lee Daniels wrote that scene. That's what I mean about one of my complaints about these things. As the series progressed, they get all these staff writers in and stuff. That scene didn't make no damn sense. It was just something they just threw in there, try to wrap things up for the season finale. So anyway, it pissed me off. I thought it was weak. And there was one other scene that was just as weak. They came almost back to back. All right, so he gave him the badge. I guess that fixed everything. Then these young people, remember that group of young kids? I guess it was called Woke, who Angelo was working with. These groups of young people, they wanted the young guy to go to college. Well, they come and they do this rap performance, and it's a good performance. They had maybe 30 kids on the stage, and so I like that. I like those songs. And okay, now here comes. Now this is the prize winner scene. This is the scene. This next scene gets the award for the dumbest scene Empire has wrote since it's been on the air. You ready? Okay, Jamal is in his apartment, and he is going through. He is expected to be performing on this very evening at this rally, this thing, the People's Ball. Cookie goes to his house. He's going through a major withdrawal, holding his stomach, throwing up, and all this kind of stuff, right? He begs Cookie. He said, he needs his pills. Although it's supposed to be there are no pills. But he begs her. He said he needs his pills just to get through the performance or his career is over, kind of thing. She buckles, and this is so stupid. She goes, said my father was a plumber. She gets a monkey wrench and goes under the sink. Now, we saw her pour all the pills in the sink. And we saw her turn the water on and wash the pills down. Now, this has got to be days later. She goes, and the round part on the bottom of the sink, there's only one major turn there. She goes and takes that thing off, and the pills are still sitting in the bottom. That must be some damn bionic pills. What the hell kind of pill takes he couldn't get, that ain't going to fix him. If it takes 2 and 3 days to melt down, it should take a couple of minutes, 5 minutes max. Them pills supposed to dissolve. That's the whole point in them being pills. They're made to go in your body and dissolve. These pills are still there in that same. And she get 3 of the little nasty pills out of the. That's so stupid. Who wrote that? Whoever wrote that particular scene needs to be fired. Y'all need to pull her or him in the office and say, you are not the right person for this job and you will not be returning. That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my damn life. So days later, she goes and she pulls she gets a monkey wrench out and takes the pills out the bottom of the sink. 3 pills. And give it to him, and then he's Superman again. Oh, that just pissed me off. I just hate when people do stupid ass shit. I mean, if you're going to make a quality, I mean, you can do that kind of stuff with some of these Wonder Woman kind of stuff, silly little children's shows. But if you're going to make a serious show, don't end it like that. Okay, so he got his bionic strength back now. I guess he took the pills wouldn't dissolve in all this water in the sink and being used 3 days in the sink. But I guess when he puts them in his mouth, they instantly grow wings because he's back to normal now. Now he's back on stage. All right, so the big performance is a great performance. Everyone performs. Uh, Tiana and and Akeem and the children and Jamal. Yeah, I think it's all of us that perform. Yeah, it was a great performance. That's pretty much the end of it. He, let me see. No, it's quite a bit more actually. Uh, 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 Jamal actually, he does one of those Michael Jackson screams at the end of his performance. You know how Michael Jackson, which one was it where he was down? Sometimes he would just, after he got to perform, he would just say, ah! So he does one of those at the end of it. I don't know. Okay, so, okay, Jamal performs Michael. Okay, immediately after Jamal comes off this stage, this was kind of a touching. I like this scene. So they went from a bad one to a good one. As he's coming off the stage after a good performance, to break this spell that's been on him since he got shot. Cookie said, "Oh, that's a great performance, baby." And now you're going to rehab. And then all of the other family members, he resists, but all the other family members are there to say, "You need to. It's time to go." This will be all his brothers, and then even Lucius come out, and Lucius did seem sincere at this in this scene. Yeah, you need to go. You need to go to rehab. So that's how they're gonna wrap up Jamal's good because I hope we won't have to go through that all next whenever they do the rest of the episodes. But so Jamal has agreed to go to rehab. They have people there to take him there. Make sure he gets there safely. Okay, Lucius. Okay, Lucius dropped a bomb on Angelo. I believe now. I hope I'm not wrong here, but I believe that Lucius brings this reporter to the concert site. Either that or the concert, the reporter guy just shows up. But I think Lucius is part, even though he said that he was going to just do it, call it a contribution for getting the story killed. He brings the reporter to the place, and the reporter tells everybody in the crowd about Angelo's past. Not only did he have a DUI, apparently he did one of those Chappaquiddick things. You remember the thing with Kennedy, where Ted Kennedy supposedly had a car accident, went over a bridge in Chappaquiddick, and the girl was killed, and he saved himself. Was the story. It ruined his career or his chances of becoming president. I mean, he's always been a senator, even since then, but it ruined his chances of being president. They're saying that's what happened with him. He was with a girl. He got a DUI, but a girl somehow died in that incident. So whether he was trying to leave the scene and got the DUI or how that worked, that or somebody was paid off, but someone died. That's the big story. And then, okay, in the closing scene from this season finale, Andre confronts Shine. Okay, Andre confronts Shine about setting Empire up with FBI. Of course, Shine thinks now he's going to get his ass killed, but nope. Oh, I left out one story. Okay, Shine was a drug dealer. And he had, I guess, a little bit of real estate, like old laundromats and little ghetto stuff where they would sell the drugs. He offers to bail Empire out since their money is frozen, and give them $50 million. That's some kind of drug dealer. What the hell is he in the music business for? He goes took that money and opened up 3 or 4 record companies. And someone does ask him that, and he says, "No, no, Empire is the big prize and all this kind of bullshit." So it's weak. People ain't got no 50 million. TV always does that. Always people, oh, I'll give you $100 million. Everything's always in the millions. Shine will give him $50 million. Then Andre confronts him, tell him, well, I know that before you offered Lucius the 50 million, that you would liquidate your businesses for the 50 million to give him to bail him out of this jam he's in. You had already started selling your businesses 2 weeks before that. In other words, it was a setup. It was a plot from the beginning. Something he had worked out with Tariq. But Andre's thing is, I'm not going to tell on you. And at the right time, when the time is right, you get in the Empire, and the time is right, we're going to kill my father. See you in a couple months, people.